Hello and welcome back to Alchemy Ship. My name is Andrash and today I want to do a quick personal recap of Reboot Develop Blue that happened a week ago in Dubrovnik, and I want to talk about what the event is, how I prepared for it, and also how it went for me. And there were some really cool things that happened, so stay tuned for the end of the video. Now, the event was presented to me as one of the best, if not the best event in the industry, especially if you're an indie developer. And they were absolutely right as far as I'm concerned. Now, you might think the pricing of the event is a bit higher, but what you can do is you can get a 2-ticket combo for indie developers, which guarantees you get a table to present your game, and also you get all of the accommodation taken care of. You can get there one day before, you can leave one day after, so in the end, it's a really good deal. At the event, you're able to see a ton of talks by a bunch of great speakers that have been in the industry for a while, and there's always a lot to learn from them. Now, I wasn't able to go see a lot of them, but the ones I was able to see always felt short, like you could just listen to them forever. But most of my and my friends' time was spent at the table, showing the game to as many as possible. We met some incredibly passionate, super cool people. They offered some great advice. I also got to talk to some really interested publishers and other companies as well, so every second spent at the table was incredibly valuable. But yeah, here and there we also got to see some talks, and then we kind of reported about them to each other. This was essentially happening throughout the 3 days we were there. There were some friendly gatherings in the evenings, and also a super cool karaoke party on the final day. Now, for the whole thing to go as good as possible from my end, I spent preparing for it for quite a while. Now, granted, most of that time was spent on making the game and making a special kiosk mode build for it. But I also made a couple of other things. I made these little stands with QR codes for Steam on it, and I also have these little business card sized ones. And they were also really cool. If somebody needed my personal info, I could just staple this together and, you know, give them so they remember what this was about. Then I also have these little how to play things that were just on the table so people could read about it, and they were also really useful to just have them there so I could have an easier time explaining the game to people that were just watching it. And I also had this big banner that was placed in front below the table, so it gave kind of a nice finish to the whole booth, right? Another huge thing was going there with a friend. Doing this solo would absolutely destroy me, so having that extra help was instrumental for me having that time and energy that I needed, because sometimes you had to talk to somebody for a bit longer, so he could just jump in, show the game to the people that were coming around, and also the fact that he's just really good at meeting new people was super helpful. Because I don't know, otherwise maybe a lot of people might have just missed the game altogether. Now, before I talk about how Reboot went for me personally, I want to thank you for watching this video, and if you're enjoying it, I would really appreciate if you like it. And if you have any questions about it, let me know down below and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Also, probably in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna start beta or alpha testing the game, or whatever it's called. So if you're interested in trying the game and giving me feedback, join my Discord server, and when I'm ready, I'm gonna let everybody know and you can sign up, and since my community is really small, you should be getting a build pretty quickly. Okay, so how did it go? Well, to be honest, as good as I can imagine. I've met some incredible people, real giants of game development. A couple of publishers that I always wanted to work with showed interest in the game, and on top of all of this, on most events like this, you can apply for awards, and I did. On Reboot specifically, you can apply for a specific category, and I applied for Outstanding Gameplay because that's the thing that I'm most excited about when working on games, and I feel I'm fairly decent at it, so that's the one I went for. And also on top of this, every game that applies for any award is also in running for Game of the Year award. And I am absolutely thrilled to say that we won both of them. Game is Full of Bugs won both the Outstanding Gameplay and Game of the Year award, and it's still mind-blowing to me. It was by far my proudest moment in terms of game development, and I was failing hard at keeping back tears when accepting the award, and I'm still happier than I'm able to explain about it. So yeah, that's it. That's my personal recap of Reboot Develop Blue 2024. Absolutely incredible. I will be returning next year and I am already looking forward to it. One last thing, the development of Game is Full of Bugs will now fully resume. For the past couple of months there were a lot of other things that I needed to do, like Steam page and trailer and all of these things for the event. So now I want to continue where I left off, so the next video is definitely going to be a classic devlog, and there's already a bunch of super cool things to show, and I think this list is only going to grow in the next month, so it should be a good one. And yeah, if you don't want to miss it, hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you up in the next one. Cheers!